Okay, and we are. All right, how is everyone doing? Nice holidays. Very Japanese. So for the audience, Azoth will not be autopiloted today. Hopefully, you won't find an accidental AFK romance. That usually happen when they're AFK. It only happens to Moreland usually. Big pony boy. So, party was on their perilous course. Find, assemble 7 parts. We're diving deep, literally, into the heart of Havoc. The party did battle. Well, they snuck in and looked around, found a little bit of treasure, took a nap, then went back in. I think Azoth tasted the blood of a god, and his body rejected divinity, as well it should. You discovered that the creature living within the heart, the Hertalod, subsisted on eating ever rotting and calcifying flesh of this dead god Havoc, and unintentionally swallowed rod piece as the safe spread themselves out into. You all did battle, hurt a lot, quickly defeating it before it could effectively swallow Cassia at the end. And she warped out holding, or she kind of like phased out of the body holding rod piece. From there, you guys bid farewell to the newly formed crew. Zenith, taking in a crew of verdants, and they, oh gee, wild out there, and the party bid farewell, knowing that they can handle themselves, and they would literally have all the time in the world to eventually find their way. Havoc. Being reunited. That you guys loaded up into the portal, made your way back to the Sigil Sanctum. rested for a while and spoke with Wizards 3, learning a bit more about where we're going next. The rod piece showed desolate wasteland, dozens of large, pinnacle, long, rusted cane, gray fog, hellscape, but giant, rusty colored. We learned that this was Eberron, a particularly hostile area known as Mount Ironrock in the heart of Hornland, or ravaged part of Eberron that is currently suffering in a post-apocalypse following a massive continent-spanning war. Survivors, both sides, exist as scavengers. Know that there are particular many warforged left over from that bygone era. Learned that due to the magical effects in the region, scrying and divination spells are almost impossible to, and land obfuscated by a deep fog, warping and shifting effect that is nearly impossible to navigate any relative. The only way to navigate, follow the landmarks of the giant ruined colossi that dot the landscape, from which you know one of the rod pieces. However, you have no idea which colossi is which. Contain aforementioned rod piece. Were told by Morden Kanan, search out a docent. Magical, incredibly powerful magical technological devices used by the Warforged. Old technology and to scan divine beyond hours of. You ascertain that using a docent with the previous rod piece gathered would help you find rod piece in one of them. The only thing now, you guys got to find a docent. So, without further ado, you guys geared up, jumped through the portal, not knowing what you'd find. Searched through first colossi you came across, finding out the docent had been removed with near surgical precision. And that's when the bears struck. You guys fought some blaze bears. Strange, monstrous, bear-like creature. Spiny, coming out, staring eyes that could stun a man. Though most of you proved wise enough. From there, you guys kept exploring, getting lost further in the mist on the way to Asai, when you spotted a bear on your path. Alright guys, the bear is a little ways away. It is not immediately hostile. What would you guys like to do? Does it even have the intelligence to comprehend or to get? I'm not saying it's impossible, but magical. Yeah. Doesn't that only work on B? You guys want to creep up on it? They have through the mist much better than you could. Say it's a little, and I did say you're just outside of its sight. All right, let's do a party stealth check. Time to set up past that. Go. All right. That's that's two passes, three passes, and four fails. So unless unless I get a nat 20, this is probably gonna, or a tie at least. Uh, Azov King. Where is it? Okay. 11. That's going to be five fails. The Blaze Bear sees you and flares its eyes out as it roars. I would need everyone to roll for initiative. Ooh. Well for Azov. Oh, save. Cassius. All right. Cassia, you're up. Like a League of Legends character. Okay. Seraphina, you're the only one with the passive perception to notice this. You hear rustling coming from behind this rock over. Do with that information as you will. What would you like to do? Okay, you head over behind that rock, and there is a Warforged person hiding behind the rock. They were getting ready to jump you. You notice them. He is, yeah, he's a Warforged. He's full metal with a little bit of wood deco. Nasty. Like the worst thing you could do to a Warforged. Okay. The con save, right? I know it just works. Alright. That damage. You have Chorizo out. So you do extra fire. Oh yeah. All right. But we can sneak up on you. Yeah, you didn't notice the invisible one. One that was hiding behind the rock. All right. Leave that little like Volo eye thing from Baldur's Gate. All right. So he's gonna make 3 longsword attacks on you. These all have +8. The first one is with advantage because doing it from stealth. So 19 + 8, so 7. First hit. 22 second. And another like 27. All hit. So that's 14, so that misses. Okay, and then you can give advantage to someone else while I'm rolling damage. Nice. Be +8. So you take Is that 31 damage? And then he's going to use his bonus action to command his ally, this guy right here, to fire his bolt launcher with their reaction. He's going to do a bolt launcher attack, also +8. So that's 13. All right. That'll be the Blade Lieutenant's turn, and the bear will now charge in at you guys. Okay, so the bear is move 30. I got 120 range on the site. Okay, so I'm gonna go for Kieran and Azoth. I need the two of you to give me a wisdom saving throw. Azoth the Wise over here. Azoth the Wise, still being wise. So neither of you are stunned, and that'll be the bear's turn. It'll be Azoth. Azoth's going to enter a rage. And I gotta roll the wild surge. Wild surge. Alright, I'll probably go for the one he can actually hit. Alright, I gotta look this up. Azoth. Oh, he can teleport. All right, so that changes things. So he's going to teleport 30 feet and then engage the bear. Bonus action, and he'll do 2 attacks. Stun blade. Make them go reckless. That's a 25 and almost 2 nat 20s and a 19. So both of those will hit. Ooh, 18 plus 11, and he'll add 1 strike of the fire giant. For an extra 2. Okay. Azoth, he's in on him, and that'll bring us to Kieran. What's the saving throw? Oh, he just starts floating. Oh, he has to make a save to like not float away, right? Or I'm thinking of. Okay. Constitution. Oh, that is a 13. So he goes, how far up? Alright, so he goes 20 feet up in the air and he's just bobbing right there. Nice. Fun spell. He's just like flailing around trying to catch purchase in the air. He's just being held up by your levitation. Kind of bobbing around, spinning. That's one of my favorite newer. Fizban's Platinum Shield. All right, Moreland, you're up. Yep. You bloody it with that second hit. Okay, this scout will jump out from its hiding hole. I can get it to Kieran. Gonna attack Kieran. Three attacks. Going to do 2 attacks with its arm blade, and then deploy a snare trap. Oh wait, no, that's something I have to set up. I should have set up traps. Not that. Oh, it's, you guys would notice them immediately. It's a DC 17. Half of you can spot that. Okay, so that's going to be 3 attacks. That will be 23. A 16. Alright, and then the second one. The third one will miss as well. Okay. 1 hit for... 10 damage. Nice. Okay, the other scout will in and do the same 3 attacks on Seraphina. That'll be an 18, 17, and a 10. Okay. 23 points of damage. Then as a bonus action, it's going to dash, not taking, without provoking opportunity attacks. Its full movement away from you towards here and here. Cassia, you're up. Yes. Yeah, he's not currently engaged anymore. Okay. Oh, I forgot. One of the Blade Scout, this Blade Scout has heat metal on him. So yeah, let's resolve that. It's a con save to take half, right? He cannot remove his his physical body. He has to just... Oh, nat 20. Okay. He's gutting it out. It's a 23. Okay. All right. That will bring us to Seraphina. This guy's gonna make an opportunity attack. I think so. That's 25? 25. So 13 damage to Teresa. The guy's a trooper. Okay. Doing the wall, right? It's very subdued in this light. All right, you you erupt your wall of flame, and it completely engulfs these two. How high does it go up? A wall of thorns. Oh. You got it. Dex. Ooh, that's not gonna help. Oh, look at that. So nat 1, nat 20. Nice. That was a nasty one. Okay. This one is bloodied. Okay, so it is the Blade Lieutenant bobbing up in the air. He's going to use his javelin launcher. He's going to make 3 javelin launcher attacks. First one at Kieran. He's just going to fire at all 3 of them, you guys right here. 3 attacks with +8. First one to Kieran. Alright. Sets a 23 to hit on Kieran. Another 23 on Cassia. I'll re-roll that. 22. Little better. And then 1 shot on Serafina. I'll miss. Okay, that will be 19 on Kieran. Alright, so you shield it. Then only the shot on Cassia hits then. Alright. Okay. That will do 4, and you'll be knocked prone. It's like a javelin launcher built into his arm. That'll be sick. So that you take 15 points of damage and are knocked prone. No. Yeah, it just says knocked prone if you get. And then he's going to use rally. He's going to use command ally and tell the one that's not struggling in the vines to fire at Kieran. Really wants to get down. So that's going to be a bolt launcher attack. Not do bolt. That'll be, I think, 22. Okay, so that is going to be 1d8 5 damage. So that's going to be 10 points of damage and a DC 10 con save. All right. So the Blade Lieutenant, so you lose concentration, the Blade Lieutenant falls. He's 20 feet up in the air, so he's going to take 2d6 falling damage. Oh, okay. Okay, so you just slowly falls into the bramble thicket. Does anything happen when he falls into it? Okay, so he'll land in there and very slowly crawl out. It takes like 8 feet of movement to get out, I think, or something like that. He's gonna use all his movement to get out. All right, so he has to go. That's what I was looking for. There we go. All right, so go ahead and roll that. I knew there was. I feel like that you would take damage from falling into a 5-foot bramble thicket. Got it. He has +8. This guy's the tanky one. The other guys are the... Yeah, so he's gonna fail that and take the 29. Throwing barbs all over the place. Okay, so that will be the lieutenant's turn. Bringing us to the bear. Dog piled over here. Bear is going to... I'm gonna see if he can get Stunning Gaze back. Does. Alright, so he's gonna use a Stunning Gaze on Azoth and Morlin. Pull that Wisdom save for Azoth the Wise. Ooh, Azoth is not wise this time around. But Morlin is. So Azoth is stunned until the end of the bear's next turn. So the bear is going to attack, advantage, and if it hits, it's an automatic crit. Which I don't think it does. Yeah, 25 AC is disgusting. Alright, that's the bear's turn. Azoth is stunned though, so he's just out for a turn. On to Kieran. I think this is the most effective I've been in combat all campaign. And it's fucking jobbers. Okay. Block that. Like a wall spell for everything. You said con? Okay, so that is a 19 for the lieutenant. Uh, much less than 19 for the other guy. And that one for the other. So I think you blind all three of them. Wall of flashbangs. Over here. Okay, so a blind. Couldn't be anywhere. You're a wizard. I love it though. I know. Both. So this scout is critically wounded, falling apart. This one is bloodied and but very blind. That's a good heal. Right. Round to Moreland. As usual, it hits. That was funny, but Bear is not looking good. Okay. Onto the Blade Scouts. Okay, so they are going to blindly attempt to stumble out of the wall of vines so that they don't take any damage. First off. They're blind. They're going to attempt to fire randomly in the direction where they think you guys are. So they're going to do 2 attacks. So they're going to do 3 bolt launcher attacks at Cassia and Seraphina E with disadvantage. That would be a 22. So these first three are on Cassia. 14 and a 19. Okay, two Cassia. Roll the same on Serafina. So that'll be an 18. 17. And 22. Very insightful. I'm rolling really well. Okay, so that'll be 2 hits on Cassia. That'll be 26 or 23 points of damage to Cassia. It was all. Did all 3 hit Serafina? That will be that'll be 34 points of damage. And do they make a save at the end of their turn on the blindness? Okay. There's... Okay. It's a fail. Does a 22 pass? All right, so this one is conceded. That will be their turns on to Cassia. Jeez. That'll do it. Back your turn. Okay, Serafina, you're up. Plus the true. Uh, 17 hits. 47. $70. 71? Or no, 60. That's 71. A lot of fire damage. Damn. So you light them both the fuck up, and they are both gravely bloodied. Blade Lieutenant is blind and doesn't know that you moved over there. He's just gonna run 30 feet here. And he doesn't bump into you. He's like swinging his sword around wildly trying to find you. And I'm gonna have him roll perception. Even has an idea where you are. That's a 20. So he's going to turn and attempt to fire at you. So he's going to do... three bolt launcher attacks. Or three javelin launcher attacks. These are with disadvantage. That nat 20 is only an 18. $23. Oh yeah, so you dodged two nat 20s because of the blind. So that would be 14 for the last one. So 2 hits. Take 2 javelins to the chest. That'll be 30 points of damage, and you are knocked prone. And then he's going to use command ally to command this one. Make a... Oh. Has to be an attack that he... He's gonna command this one to attack Cassia. His bolt launcher. And that's gonna be a big old miss. Alright, the bear is up. Bear is going to... Azoth is no longer stunned at the beginning of the bear's turn. He's going to turn around and just do 2 bite attacks at the guy that's been stabbing his butt the whole combat. So, okay. Ooh, that'll be a 17. Second bite. A 21. Alright, I'll take it. You take 2. Alright, this plus 7. So you take 31 points of damage. Right. That'll be the bear's turn. Yes. Okay, that will bring us to Azoth. Azoth loses his rage. He didn't, oh wait, no, I attacked Azoth, so he keeps his rage up. Which is good, because he wants to attack. So Azoth's going to do 2 attacks. Reckless. Ooh, that's a nat 20. Nat 31. The other one's a 16, which will also hit. Okay. Do 11 for the crit. Good crit. And 15. Which will actually finish off the Blaze Bear. I forgot it only had 7 hit points. So that will finish off the Blaze Bear. And Azoth will use his teleport. He'll move a little bit and then use his teleport to be a cool guy. Get right up in the grill of that guy. That'll end his turn. Kieran, you're up. Like a ball of light soaring over the sky. Orland, you're up. Yeah, who needs Dane? Who is Dane anyways? You finish off the lieutenant. Oh yeah. Fire was just enough. How do you want to do this? Yeah, you have to like it's like that scene in Dune. You have to like push it. You have to like force it in a little bit, and you have to like slowly stab up into his innards. You bore through with like your fire, and you're like, ah, this isn't working. So you click the little, I guess, magic button on your sword or whatever, and it flares up, and then it it pierces in the rest of the way. You get this little burst of flame going through all the little caps in his armor. Yeah, he dies. Jumped. Go back. As you guys, I guess as Azoth is walking away, the lower half or the upper half of the lieutenant is like crawling towards you guys, still in the dirt, and it's like trying to grab onto Azoth's like heel and like try to slow him down or something. Yeah, he's got a hook. He'll make meat out of you. Shield. I laid right at the and then you see his like the little red in his eyes like dim to like a little point and blink out. The Warforged path. Hmm. You guys just summon in Darren's instant fortress. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna see. I know there's a slab for it. All right. Azoth pulls out the little tiny rook. It's literally like the rook piece of a chess set. Tosses it on the ground, and it magnetically rights itself up, and then expands into a giant instant fortress. This is a pre-furnished instant fortress too. I assume you guys had the time to modify it and get some sleeping quarters in there. All right, so you guys just sleep in your portable tower. Nice. I'm gonna say gonna make that a lot harder for the blaze bears to get at you guys. So I'll give you a survival check with advantage for whoever's keeping watch. Griffin's got like a plus 13 or something. Um, yeah. Yeah, if you do that, I'll just give to you. You guys are yeah, if you want. You can still keep a watch out for blaze bears. They just won't be able to find you. Okay, yeah, so you don't notice the 12 blaze bears that pass by the fortress over the period of sleep. Just on a lark, Cassia, go ahead, give me a person with disadvantage because you're looking through them. 13. Okay, that's it. You don't notice anything. Um, all right. Yeah, so Serafina rushes up at the thought of someone not nailing a perception check. And yeah, you see that there were 12 that there were six other bears passing around. You didn't see the first six cuz you were rushing up. But yeah, they were sniffing around wondering why there's this giant stone thing here, but they can't get inside and they can't smell or hear you guys in there. They just leave you guys alone. All right. So you guys take a long rest and continue on. Um, I'll let you guys do one more perception check. That's just flat, looking out on top of the fortress. That's ridiculous. Okay. Just roll me a d6. Okay. You see, um, looks to be a small camp, um, maybe 2 miles away over a ridge that you can see from like the ground. There seems to be a campfire going. There's a little bit of smoke. It looks like the was just put out. They're tearing it down. What it looks. You can't make out figures from as far away through the mist you are, but you can see the signs of a camp put away way off in the distance. All right. So give me a survival check to see uh, if you can catch up with them, or they tear down the camp. And it's with disadvantage because of the mist, unless you have some way to get around. All right, not bad. So roll me a 1d4 to see how many hours it takes for you to catch up with them. Do I have a... Okay, so you take 4 hours catching up with them, and you... give me a second. Zoom out and figure out where I counter. Oh, it's over here. I spread out a bunch of different encounters over the map. Topography. So you guys find old dilapidated bridge after about 3 hours of journeying. you know from at least what you're going off of from Serafina. She hasn't been wrong yet. Um, it should be just at the end of this bridge. There wouldn't be much reason for a bridge if there wasn't water. You know, it's funny you guys say that. Um, because there are no rocks in this area. You were correct. Yeah, it's like it's a tremors effect. Yeah, you see the remains of it's got there. Yes. You guys would be getting there right when finishing up like breakfast. When you guys walk space by space. Cute. Says the teleporting tiefling. So you guys just walk on up to this camp. Um, a a crumbling stone bridge crosses a river indigo water. Beneath one side of the bridge, coiled leather bedrolls. Hello there. You see a camp. It consists of 3 people. A big burly half-orc woman and 2 rough and tumble looking or not tieflings, halflings. Hello? How can we She doesn't seem like tense or anything. She just has her battle axe kind of resting against her shoulder. Can we help you folks? I was just camping, moving further up Iron Rot today. We're scavengers looking for whatever we. My name's Kayla. She gets up and have to shake your hand. You folks hungry? We don't have much, but more than welcome to share with you folks. Is my skin green? Of course I like wine. She pulls out like a little like flask, and I guess you guys do a little alcohol exchange of friendship. She hands over this like really strong like diesel-esque hooch, which she probably made or one of her friends made themselves out of some junk here, and it tastes disgusting, but it is strong as shit. So as I said, I'm Calith. This is Greason and Dordal Inn. Oh, that's so. Of course. It had to happen eventually. All right. Azoth's going to um do you guys want it to be a persuasion check or performance check? Because they're equal. Not bad, not bad. Azoth flexes his and does like a cool like he flexes and like does like a cool like pose with his arm with his spider appendages at the same time. It would be very off-putting if it was like two less. All right, I'll take it. Um, so what are you fine folks doing around here? Looking for crap like us? Pretty well armed, and she like kind of like squeezes like Azoth's like bicep. Very well armed. Oh, looking for those fancy things. Um, I mean, we'll pretty much take whatever we get. We're not looking to wreck it big or win the war again. We're just trying to make a living, folks. Back. We're not trying feathers or I guess grind any gears, but it's been it's been rough. We lost a few over the years to the blaze bears, and those bastards from Lord Blades. We've learned their tricks and getting better. All we need is one good score to bring. Well, there's a bunch of colossi all over. Most of them picked clean. There's a group of friendly warforged. Have a small settlement. Ilos. Just they're just the warforged. There's a group of nice war pilgrims, separate from the Lord Blades. They've been kind of our competition, scavenging business. We do some trade with them. Things aren't hostile. It's getting harder to find stuff. Not having what it's really pressing on her. We actually have to eat. Like, or for. I hate to put it that way. We have our own to look out for. Yeah, they mostly just want to preserve their whatever's left of their culture. I respect that. Got family back home. I know the Lord Blades. Guess they're the last remaining militant vestiges of the war, the last war, caused all of this. Points around at all the desolation around you guys. I mean, I wouldn't. We're heading that way. We're making our way over there right now. We have a few spots to check. You don't mind um, waiting through our search? We probably take. But if not, we can at least point you in the. I don't know how important whatever you looking for. Okay. So, um, all right. Well, looks like we have some company. You sure about this, Aelith? I mean, we just met these folks. They're very well armed. But, sure it's safe? I reckon you're decent enough to share their fine, fine vintage with us. I reckon that's worth at least a walk. I look. All right, you're the boss. We'll trust you. Okay. So, you guys continue on following the old veterans from... These are the veterans of Iron. It was an old country that was part of the war. I believe they were opposite Warforged in the conflict. But all of that's long since passed. Also, you guys notice that you're in the palm of a colossi right now? You zoom out. So you guys help them. They understand the area a little bit better, so you guys can avoid the blaze bears, barring some like horrible check. But you guys make your way to the Colossi, and you again see what was once a massive bipedal war machine made of stone, metal, and wood now lies in ruin. Fragments of the mechanical titan lie scattered about, big as a barn. We'll say how long you guys. So it's gonna take another 4 hours to search this place through. I'll say we'll cut that in half because you have extra people helping you. So someone give me a investigation check with advantage because you have Aleph helping you. Damn. All right. With that little extra bit of guidance, you more than figure this out. You find, again, there is no docent here. But you know for sure that the docent was removed. Um, you find the exact same work as the previous colossi. Someone removed this docent with a near surgical precision from the engine of the head of the colossi. However, you also find deep angular boot prints belonging to usually heavy bipedal creatures leading to and from the wreck. Um, you determine with your big brain that if you were to examine multiple colossi, you would be able to triangulate the position of um, where all the foot traffic is heading. They're not like they're heavy footprints of like Warforged people. Because all Warforged weigh like double that of normal humans. They're all made of metal. And they leave distinctly heavier footprints. And you also find, if you weren't with the party, if you weren't with these guys, you would find their footprint. So you gather that all signs point to Iolos. All the docents have been clean from all the colossi that you found. And as for the one that has the frame, or the weird, as for the one that has the rod part, you have no clue. You could search for decades through here, not be able to find it. Hundreds of colossi. So, the only real thing you have is to continue on to Ilos. Sorry, folks. Nothing good here. Some dawdle in. Get some of the scrap metal. We might be able to use it, but other than that, bust. Thanks for helping, though. It was a very thorough search of yours. We never would have seen those footprints. It looks like they're heading towards Ilos. I reckon it was the pilgrims that found this place. Docents or the Colossi? Oh, so back in the war, they were okay, yeah. So during the last war, the so there's a massive war that took place over the entire continent of Corvair. It was one of the continents of Eberron, and the entire continent was completely enveloped in warfare, and various regions were left in various states of post-apocalypse. This is the Mornland was originally the nation of Sire that these veterans are remnants of. The Colossi were built by either Sire or one of the invading country. Honestly, they could have made Colossi on both sides. They were all massive, fire-spewing giants. Occasionally, they had some special effects. But the one that you saw was particularly large. It easily... The other colossi that you've been looking through easily dwarf the one that you... So perhaps finding a particularly large colossi also aid. But the easiest thing would just be that would tell you exactly where. So, I guess without further ado, we can move on to Ilos. Uh, yes, they're going to lead you in. Okay, so give me 1 second. Oh shoot, I forgot to make them. That's what I was forgetting. Who died? Jimmy Carter? He was the nicest president. His um his guest appearance on King of the Hill, funniest things I've ever seen. And Bobby thinks he's Jesus because he's a carpenter, and his initials on his thing was JC, and he helped everyone come to a peaceful accord. Caliph. Gordel Lynn. I love that. So veterans are leading in. Azoth is suspiciously right next to it. Do you arrive at a small little bustling community of robots? Welcome to Ilos. Um, a windmill towers over this ruined village. The windmill's sides and blades are badly rusted, patched wooden outbuilding. Muddy roads separate the buildings. In the center of an intersection, a eroded statue draped in colorful scraps of cloth. Oh, this is it. Welcome to Ilos. Um, we're going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking. Peter. Mercy wasn't. I'm gonna go do some business. Oh, I was just hoping these good folk help us find anything useful we can. Want to really take from them. Hoping we can. Hey, you just got gold on you? I can't accept that. Fair bit, thank you. And she'll give you her flask of hooch as a thank you. Oh, believe me, we got plenty more back home. I stock up every time I come back. As a token of friendship and appreciation. Also if you got the red guy's number, send him my way. I feel like it would be like 6669, but with a very long space. Thank you, sir. This is like quarter of the way of everything we. This is enough to. This will feed us for a whole for almost a year. Well, thank you kindly. We're gonna go see if we can talk these nice warforged. I don't know, buy treasures. Hey, hey there, Mercy. Good to see you again. You're looking shiny. If that's what you're trying to go for. Uh, hello. What business do you? And they are led the mill, and she will bring yes, her second in command, Dordal Lynn. And there's talking. They leave the door open, um, but they're out of earshot from you guys. Reason it just kind of leans against some rubble here and pulls out a piece of soapstone and just starts carving with it. Yeah. There's there's a statue here, center. A couple ruined buildings. I don't know why it got all creepy there for a second. Um, maybe something's going on in the in the meeting. Who knows? Like, Caliph like stumbles out with like a dagger in her back. It's peaceful. But yeah, you see some ruins. There's a couple little um, smaller Warforged, like the children equivalent of Warforged, um, moving around. Um, there's guard posted outside uh, ruined like storehouse. That's about this. They start dancing. Well, they're cute. They're super cute. There's no way they wouldn't dance to music. I'm the DM here. Also, you're more than welcome to join the meeting. Um, I don't know if I made that seem like a private thing, but you can absolutely join the deal and broker whatever side. You've seen all three factions at this what they and what they're about. You go into the mill, and I didn't have time to make an underground thing because these round towers are a pain. Um, but the bottom floor is the basement, and the second floor is the mill. But there's an ossuary in the base of the mill where they keep statues and posed figures of dead warforged, sort of as their form of a graveyard. So as you guys walk in, see Aelith and Mercy talking. Please, Mercy, there must be something you do to help. We're, we'll do anything. We'll help you get these bears. We'll help you fight the Lord of Blades. We just need something to protect. I got I got starving knees. I understand your plight, Kate. Hold personal importance. Cannot just. You must understand. Who are these folks? Friends of yours? Not trying to get muscled. No, not in the slightest. These are good folks I uh, met on the road. They're also looking for quite helpful, quite capable. As he's just like on the he's like in the door frame doing like a Calvin Klein pose, but with like all like the with like all the arms out. He's got like 22 or 24 strength, something crazy like that. Oh no, he doesn't. He's normal. He's just got Riz. All right, I'll take it. Um, yeah. So, who are these folks? Oh, I was wondering where that music was coming. Quite pleasant. You don't get much. You do. Or just to find this artifact. Why? You carry a great weight, burdened by dust. Perhaps we can. Seems that Aelith only needs monetary benefit, need not, needs not docents themselves. We only care. They are cultural. The last line memory for each one. I'm willing to let you use one of our doses. Find the location. In ownership. As for the rest of the things we've recovered, various artifacts, and we have no need for them, and we know both Caliph Doc. I can see that you both come in. Pray that you don't. You've lost many. If Serafina was here, he would be able to immediately point out that I recognize those Javelin. She's off playing a pan flute. Um, so, um, she'll take you guys' word that you fought um, people from. Slave is the leader of remnants warriors. Cunning warfare. Adept assassination. Subterfuge. As well as leading battle. Capable. As far as I know. Seems you've already gotten her. My scouts found 2 dead, or 3 dead blades out in the woods. It was not us, and it was not theirs. Caliph. I assume it was you. It tracks. You help us with something. We'll let you use the dose. And we'll even help out Kayla for all the support she, albeit indirect. Cut to like way off in the multiverse, Vecna is like plotting background. All right. So Mercy is going to accept the, and mostly because you guys had friendly people vouching for you from before. She will go into storeroom, pull out some various tapestries, sculpture, leather wrapped oil paint, all piled into a cart. Together, it's worth about 2,000 gold. As well as a ring of feather falling. And so he's going to give you guys a choice. You can either have the ring or the treasure. Caliph will take the other one to sell for her people. Roughly 2,000, I'd guess. Um, I don't know. I don't think it does. Let me just. It does require attunement. It's essentially like permanently on you though. Yeah. Yeah, you fall at a set pace, not the instant 500 feet. You descend 60 feet per round instead of 500. Either way, either way, both party, you guys and Caliph are happy with it. Alternatively, if one of you guys was a warforged, you would get a docent. I don't need to tell you guys how good those. They're really good. They can get you back up for free. Like if you go down, it does medicine checks on you if you go down, and gives you like +7 to like a couple different checks, and you can use it to recall information. Basically, a smartphone that also operates as like a AED. So, so you take the rod, touch it, docent, and the docent lights up. And since none of you guys are a warforged, you can't understand what the docent's saying. Um, but Mercy gets the gist. That's very. Perhaps you can help us out. Um, there is a colossi, terribly far. We haven't searched it. Slaves present in it's close to the border where close to the border mountains. Lord of Blades. Slave operate raids, hacking up while we us too. Okay, let's just knew that Colossi Landro was special. It doesn't use a docent to command it, working. Instead, uses complex like she's literally having a file a lost file like error in her brain, trying to explain it human terms. Um, we lost knowledge of what it was. It's called the gray matter, and perhaps, and we know that artifact you seek is somewhere, perhaps even within that gray matter. Key component. We know that Landro was special. It was towered over the other column. You can find it here, and she marks it. She gives you a rough map of the Mournlands, and it shows you how to get to the land. It's kind of tucked away in a valley that you wouldn't be able to see just walking around. And it's the entire colossi is about 320 feet tall and partially encased inside of a mountain. Is an option. However, there are some they can actually give you that. Um, the okay, yeah. Um, I would advise against scaling scaling mountains incredibly above the mean. And just to prove a point, you guys all look up as you hear a giant like flying over you guys, and you see the massive wings of a rock flying over you guys, about a half mile above you. But yeah, you would get attacked by rocks if you were going to climb the rock. I mean, you certainly could. You fight two rocks and get through half the dungeon without doing anything. It's still your call. You guys can handle pretty much anything I could throw at you at this point. Although I feel like I am catching up now in this new chapter. It's just I can't get Azoth. That's the problem. There hasn't been a spellcaster yet. I need a good spellcaster. Or I need it. Or an evil cleric. An evil cleric would wreck Azoth. I don't know. They're hard. They're hard to come by. So, without anything, is there anything else you guys want to do before heading off to Landro? No. She brought out everything that was valuable in the storeroom that wasn't a docent. There's probably another like 12 or 13 docents locked up in there. Yeah, jack all the docents. You're stealing cultural artifacts from refugees of war. And it was from a war that they were created and forced to fight in. Yeah, but they're yeah, you've only done worse things to much worse individuals. Granted, I don't think you would have predicted. I don't think you could have predicted Strahd throwing a hissy fit like that. He is mine. You want to try to steal a docent? All right. How are you doing it? Uh, yeah, I'll say there's a little tiny window in the top. I'll say if you make a stealth check to hide you becoming ethereal and going through, then you can try to nab a docent. Get out. Um, yeah, you would have to spend the full minute doing that before you did anything else like Starlight Step. This is like the equivalent of stealing a machine spirit in 40K directly from like the Adeptus. Wonder you wonder you so easily commit heresies. Will Cassia, will Cassia set the or the machine god? All right, how do you go about um, disguising yourself? You, the cute little robots are curious about your human behavior, or not technically humanoid behavior. Just like looking at the rock in his hand. All right, give me a performance. It's not going to be a super high DC. They're children robots. That's still not going to cut it. They don't understand the rules of the game you're trying to teach them, and they're just kind of like hanging on, looking curiously at you. Yes, there is. Yeah, they don't follow you or get like super perturbed by you disappearing. They're just really weirded out. Children will be suspicious of you if a docent turns up missing. But other than that, you do get away and you take your 10 minutes to disguise yourself. Yeah, as long as you don't stop in the middle of something. All right, so you end up in the corner of the storeroom. Um, I'll say there's probably a lot less actual food because I used a slab storeroom. Um, but the yeah, so you see um bunch of an empty cart that used to have treasures from Sire that was given to the veterans. See on this table a locked box. Other than that, you see a couple things of food to trade, various books and old manuscripts from old Sire. There's various little bits and bobs of scrap metal and screws and bolts to repair and do like medical work on Warforged people. A mop. So yeah, you can attempt to check the lockbox. Smart. Yeah, give me a perception check. Okay, yeah. This has a has an alarm trap on it. It's also locked. Yeah, do a uh, sleight of hand thieves tool check. Disarm the trap. Yeah, it's just a regular sleight of hand check. Oh yeah, you see the little mechanical alarm trap, the little tiny mini klaxon is set to go off if you open it up without unlocking it properly. You dagger out and you off, and you can safely unlock the lockbox. No issue. Okay, yeah, you unlock lockbox, and sitting in like these nice little individual. It's like you know those little pans for takoyaki. It's like that, but made of felt, and there's little spheres of um, of docents, and they're not like there's space for like 20 in the case, and there's only like 13 spaces. Space for more. Okay, you take a docent. There were windows, but they have been pasted over with more. Um, this was like a repurposed room. It was like the most intact building. They made it a secure room. The only way you can see out is through a little slit in the top of the door. You're just gonna bamf right in front of the guard. You also aren't aware that Cassia has pulled off the heist. Well, actually, if you're looking out the window, she would immediately notice you with her crazy passive perception. So you can definitely get Seraphina's attention. Yeah, she's just hopping there. Oh, sorry, I had my mic, I had my was muted for a second. Yeah, I play Bard. This is my bread and butter. Go ahead and roll performance. Okay, yeah. I was like waiting for your roll. I realized my light wasn't on. Yeah, so you play off some triumphant little looting noise, and the all the little kid robots start like flocking to you, and they start dancing, playing around. And then the guard will turn and look, and he's like, you see like his foot's like tapping a little bit. Like, yeah, all right. I get what the humans like about this music. All right. I like to think that this whole time Azoth is still over negotiating with Caliph. Okay. Okay, give me a persuasion check with advantage. The robot is like the robot looks at you and he's like, I'm flattered, but I don't know how to dance. I should stay at my post. Walks back. And then he looks around and he's like, huh. Oh, whatever. And just keeps tapping his foot. I'll have Serafina playing music in the background. There you go. Any string instruments until we hit Landro is all Serafina. So is there anything else we want to do while we're at Ilos? All right. So you're gonna start a dance revolution with these robots. I'm trying to think of what check this would be. What's the check for teaching someone to dance? I feel like performance or I feel like performance is the closest thing to this. It still involves dancing. Go ahead and give me a performance check. Yeah. Yeah, I was assuming you would get over a 20. Let's say we'll say like he's starting to get it, and he's like, oh, okay, like this, and you're playing the music for him, and he's like starting to get the jig, and then right when you're at the height of like a part where he's starting to get like a cool like twirl move, you like, bong, and one of your lute strings breaks. And you have to stop to repair it or get it mended or something, and it ruins the whole moment. Oh, I got something for you. All right, now you may cry. All right. What's everyone else doing here? I see Azoth is talking to Caliph here. I feel like he's like, oh, whoops. He's not down. He's like leaning against it, like, what's up? But he's like 2 feet off the ground, and like the spider legs are like holding him up while he's leaning against it. Uh, Mountain King. I got the spear. Signifies me as the Mountain King. I have this golden helmet, but I don't use it. All right. So there's you can talk to Mercy or Dordalin or Aelith if you can pull her away from Azoth. Other than that, you guys can take a break here, get ready, do any prep you have. It's been about 8 hours of searching and traveling since you guys woke up, so you could feasibly get to um, you could get there within 1 to 4 hours of traveling. It would be just around nighttime for the area, but it's kind of always gray, so yeah. Yeah. You guys are used to this. Luck on your journey. And hello? We like the music. He runs back in. All right. So, without further ado, are we heading off to Landro? You guys have the path, and you know the way, so we won't have to worry about blaze bears or any of that stuff. Uh, so, roll me a 1d4. I'll be moving some stuff around for just take care of that. And feel free to take like a short rest if you want. One of the most ridiculous maps I've ever. Summon everyone to the board. Oh. All right. So a bit about Landro from little ancillary info. Um, there is you were informed. Um, Azoth informs you, while he from what he heard, um, that there is a sort of invisible barrier that completely covers um, the body of Landro, um, and it makes it impossible to approach body by air or anywhere but the places where it is structurally damaged. You'll have to find a place of ingress to actually get inside the body. But you can climb all over Landro. Like it's a physical thing. Like you can, if you zoom out and put the sight height all the way at the top, because it's to I made it to, it's a little dumb and Minecrafty, but it is to scale. It is 320 feet tall. I want to get a screenshot scale of this thing. I did cut out like a midsection of it so that you don't have to float so far, but it is actually about 300, give or take. Oh. This jagged cave entrance side of the mountain, warped stalactite, shallow stream, a liquid dribbles, darkness. Yeah, you may. I don't have any visual for it because no. Yeah, so a steady stream of thin, oily liquid um, from it kind of leaks the down into a little. It looks oily and very it's a very thin stream, just barely trickling down um, out of the cave entrance. There's a little puddle of it you can. Actually, I feel like Azoth would in character do this. So Azoth will look into it, and I won't tell you what Azoth sees. He's not here. But I'll tell you what happens to him because he's going to attempt to drink it like that. He drank the blood of a god. He's gonna drink the weird silver liquid on the floor. Can't say no. Um, so he ingests it and makes a Constitution saving throw. +7. This isn't a harmful gas, though. Still has the... Okay, 22. He saves. Happens. It is not poisonous in any way, but it has... It's got some... It's got some... Got something going through it. Sounds good. All right, so Serafina, you look into the little pool, and you see it shimmers like a mirror almost, kind of like you're looking into Mercury, and you look into the and you see yourself, but twisted, sullen. Your eyes are out of their sockets. Your horns are curling in twisted, gnarled ways, and your complexion looks terrible, girl. Um, and you see this gnarled visage of yourself in your reflection. Okay, so you both look, and you see normal Azoth in the reflection, but you still look all creepy and disfigured. It looks like the you that's been through some shit. Yeah, it looks like how you felt coming out of the death house. Just much more wounded. You can assume that Azoth saw the same thing. Yeah, it um you only see it's only whoever's looking at it that they see a twisted reflection of themselves. Yeah. See a war torn, scarred. Like, you got like a fireball burn on like half your face. You look rough. You can give me an Arcana check. Um, this you can't ascertain what this is. It's not magic though, but it does have some sort of effect. It's not magic. The weirdest thing. It's not. It's not arc. Well, I shouldn't say it's not magic. It's obviously some sort of effect. But it's not arcane. What I Um, it um, it works kind of like Mercury and just kind of around it. It's off very cleanly. And the trickle just continues. Well, actually, it is a little oily, so it sticks and kind of like sloughs off your dagger, and then for a little while, unless you like rub off like clean your dagger, you see like the little twisted image of yourself in your knife. Cooler. Okay. So that's true sight on it. It doesn't change in any by looking at. Okay. This is mountains. Okay. You undead. You do get, oddly enough, you get one phase signature, or technically two, but they're right next to you. As for undead, so that little trickle of silvery oil fluid that does weird stuff continues up, twists. It just follows up this. Is a fairly steep climb. Especially Azoth, he's just going straight. Doesn't even break his stride. Oh, it's his girlfriend now. we're, we're building that lore. All right. So continuing up to this room, you see the corpses of recently fallen human soldiers bearing fine weapons and well-oiled armor lie about this musty cavern. A couple corpses, weapons, and armor. Sure. Okay, that's more than you needed. You you gather that um, there's a thick layer of powdery dust over all of them. They have been dead here untouched. As for what killed them, you ascertain that they were there's no wounds. Like you can't. It's harder to tell because they're like skeletons now, but there's no telling like wounds that they were killed from. Seems like something just instantly killed them somehow, or the life left them, and they. Um, you can give me another Arcana or Medicine check to determine that what could have happened. Okay. Ooh. All right, I'll give you everything I can find on it. So these were soldiers from uh, Siren, and they were part of whatever was Landro, the contingent of soldiers that operated within or around Landro. And on the day of mourning, a mysterious magic conflux swept across the land, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and essentially ending the war and creating this post-apocalypse you guys are currently operating. Um, these guys were part of those people that were instantly killed during the day of mourning. Fortunate lost soldiers of Siren. They're probably just hanging out here, polishing their armor, waiting for Landro to go, and then boom. Several decades. Um, it says just over a century and change. Um, oh, I was like, I was just saying, like, I was just thinking, like, oh, you don't have a docent. They just, but you stole one. No, the docent is incapable of being used with outside of the hands. You can, take the docent and touch it to the stone. It'll show you. It'll just ping you the general location, but that'll just give you Landro. Yeah, you can reconfirm that you're in the right place. This is Landro. So come to you come to a split in the road. All of this space is just solid rock beyond. It would have taken me ages. Ceilings are about range from 10 to 20 feet high. It's coming from like that general direction towards Landro. You guys, so the stream flows up this way. So the stream flows up this way and then down, like you're all standing in it right now, and it flows down this way. sure. Pass off. Scuttling on the sides. Actually, you know what would be funny? It'd be funny if he was just above the party the whole time. Like just directly upside down over the party. So you follow the stream up to here, and it goes it ramps up to a nearly vertical shaft. Yeah. So it goes up to a nearly vertical shaft where it's sort of trickling between the cracks in the rocks. Um, you you can you could get through here if you were a tiny creature or had some sort of gaseous form. You'd also you'd have to basically climb up through the cracks through the stream to get up through there. Um, like you could probably see through some of the cracks, but I don't think you could see all the way up to the wherever it leads. Sort of a windy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mold Earth would definitely work. So so it's about, you can do it in 5 foot chunks, and we'll say it's about 130 feet up to the top. So that'll take 16 minutes or 16 rounds. Okay, so so that'll be a minute and a half of just moving Earth. Um, and I guess Azoth's like pushing, like carrying you through up the tunnel while you're boring your way up. That's funny. That's a great solution. Okay, so you begin doing that. Give me a, I'll say give me a Constitution saving throw as a little bit of gray fluid gets in your mouth as it splashes down, guys. It's going to be constantly splashing and flowing over you guys as you're digging your way up this little tiny um, crack in the. Ooh, okay. while you're about halfway up the tunnel, you taste this weird you get this weird like almost you don't know what this tastes like because you don't have a it tastes like battery acid, but you don't know what that tastes like. Um, it's acrid and disgusting. Um, you fail, so you're going to take D10 psychic damage. You're gonna take 11 psychic damage, and you lose the ability to speak. But conversely, you gain telepathy. Just on the just checking. This didn't kill you, right? For posterity. Okay, so you do not instantly become a zombie. Oh no, actually, you would become a zombie in 1d4 hours after. You didn't get killed by it. You're Gucci. Yeah. So you guys climb all the way up. I put this shelf here in case you guys tried to fight the rocks. That's not creepy at all. That doesn't block telepathy. It's just damage. She can't annoy you with her telepathy. Okay. This spits you guys out. Nice. Again, you guys find the best shortcuts. Could have, you guys could have gone up. So you guys are now. Okay. A pile of leather scraps, broken bones, and sludgy offal fills a corner of this cave. Um, Nesting in this nauseating pile is a monstrous beast that bear, three long fleshy tentacles sprouting from the skull. Each tentacle is topped with a glowing, knobby lump of flesh. Blaze bear. You guys just pop out of the hole, and there's a blaze bear just sleeping right there. I'll say you're probably going to make noise crawling up a tunnel while moving earth. So if you want to do stealth, this is going to be a disadvantage. Um, Question. Um, until your next long rest. Oh yeah, there's no getting around that Riley armor. And I'll roll. Oh, look at that. Asath got a 21. Two 18s. Not helping the rest of you guys. Yeah, I agree. You guys are definitely gonna trigger the Blaze Bear. Just give me one second. I wasn't expecting you guys to run all the way up into. I was getting the Fomorians ready. Oh. If you get um if you beat him on initiative, you could. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Give me 1 second. Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative. Oh, Kieran, you just by 1 you beat the bear on initiative. Okay, so if you're gonna wall him up, you can just avoid the entire encounter there. But there were some quirks to the battle. Morlin, you're up first. You want to do anything? Okay. So you guys all get ready to just light up the bear. I will say there is a bit of a wrinkle to this. Guys get jumped by 2 cloaked. By 2 hidden cloaked Warforged. And they will fire. Oh, Azoth's the one in them. Of course, the Azoth's the one that right there. They're gonna fire off at Azoth and attempt to run away in the middle of combat. So that's gonna be 2 shots, 6 shots on Azoth. That's 1 hit. 1 miss. I need to get a 19 or higher to hit Azoth. That's a crit. Miss. Miss. And a miss. So 2 hits and a crit. Or 1 hit, 1 crit. He will take staff block. Okay, he's going to take 66 plus 10. He'll take 32 points of damage. Okay. All right. And then they're going to, while you guys are walling in the, Blaze Bear, they're going to try to dip out by using dash. Bonus action dash. They're going to get 90 feet away and attempt to hide. There's no way I can hide from Seraphina, so I have to actually physically get away from you guys. So you guys continue with the plan with Kieran, and wall in the bear and slowly cook him. Okay, you make a wall of force and wall the bear in. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, so you just make a bear oven. That's you turn the now you have a blaze bear. He's just cooking in there. There's no way he can dispel it. Actually, wait a second. Yeah, it's a higher level spell than they can just physically deal with innate anti-magic nature. Yeah, you cook the bear. I guess Azoth will try to chase these guys down, but they get away. They're just out of reach. So they're gonna try to hide from Azoth, essentially. Azoth has a passive of 10. They get away from Azoth after peppering in with some damage. Well, I would say it's calm, but you have a bear getting cooked alive, like right over there. But it's safe. Okay. So back. You Blaze Bear Den. Out to the deep pool of gray liquid in the corner of this. Around the pool, bones and battered armaments litter the cave. You see, so what you see here is it's coming down from, so it's coming down from here. It goes down this way into the pool, and then there's a little bit that comes out and spirals out through a crack back around to here, and then down the hole where you came. So if you were to stay tiny and not bust your way out like a dig dug guy, you would have had to go all the way around through a little secret tunnel and pop out through this pool. Yeah, there's a pool of that same gray, silvery, metallically oilish whatever liquid that you still don't understand. Um, the little bits of odd coloring floating in. Yeah, so there are little shards colored of gemstone. You can definitely fish one out. So these, please give me history. You check. Very obvious that it's map. No. Okay, you know a little bit. I won't give you the most of it, but you can ascertain that these were made for arcane combat. That makes sense? To augment weapons, do stuff, weapons, or magical instruments. Specifically in Corvair. It seems like mixing with whatever fluid here is causing the crystals to resonate in some way. You see you see around the edges of the pool there are various weapons and armor. You see a scimitar that's like warped and curved to like the left, almost a full circle. And there's like a spear that has like point has been splayed out into almost like a crescent shape. There's weird warpings to the metal of the weapon around the pool. I'll say they weigh 8 pounds. You could do it. Dip the bagpipes in the pool of magical, shimmering mystery liquid. I love it. All right, Serafina, roll me a d8. Nice. Okay, so you pull the sound effect. Important. Um, so your bagpipes rise out, and they are do you they can be either gold plated or platinum plated or like filigreed to like pimped out to all hell however you want it to, and they will give you a +1 to performance checks. Yeah, so if you get a 7 or an 8 it turns into a +1 weapon. and you see about a quarter of the gems lose their luster. They are gems. They're not inherently magical themselves. They can be used for holding magic or resonating with other magical materials. They're probably used in Landro's construction. Anything else you guys want to do with the dragon shard pool? Nothing happens with magical weapon. You shoot the musket into it. I love that. I love it. Roll me a d8. 3. Okay. So the musket comes out with um so your your gun comes out looking like one of those god awful like Call of Duty monstrosities. Like it's like a musket, and it's like a big like blunderbuss musket now, but the musket is like, but like the blunderbuss bell is like bursted open, like fucking Bugs Bunny put his fingers in it. It still is functional. It just looks like garbage, and it has this odd cursed engraving on the side of it that you can't understand. Whatever it says something like "Is Clan." Could that be? But it feels accursed. Bow, 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 bow. But I digress. Anything else you guys want to do with the pool? About half the gems, besides the one that Kieran took, have lost their. Sure. I'll let this apply to like a stack of 20 here. Yep. All right. You have a stack of you have a stack of 20 plus one arrow. And there's in case you guys haven't figured out, there's 4 charges in the pool, and there's one left. If anyone wants to use it. Hey. Okay, so 5. So your item suddenly grows an intense craving for the gray matter fluid. Um, so every time you're within 30 feet of this gray matter fluid, the bow begins to emit a high-pitched hum, lasts until you move away from the it's just like all the time. It's terrible. Yeah, and it's whenever you're within 30 feet of the fluid, which is a lot of the plate. So you see the pool here, and it's fed by a stream going up this way, and it feeds and it pools out here and then trickles out into a little side tunnel that wraps around, popped out. There's also a path up here. What would you guys like to do? Um, yeah, this isn't water. There's probably a bit of water in it, but you could probably take a little bit of water out of it, but I don't think you'd be able to control it. This fluid is something. Yeah, you get a few more gems. They aren't they aren't charged with anything. Can't be used for machines of warfare like originally were Corvair. But I'll say you can probably get 50 gold a pop for them. See how many you fish. You get 4. You can designate who can go in the circle without getting captured. Yeah, so you can do a scoop. You can make a Scooby-Doo trap. That's the rub. So are you guys following the stream or going up further into the caves? You can always go back down the hole. It's gonna be thorough. Alright, so you go. Asoth gets stuck on the geometry. Is go follow the stream down. And this is where you actually see, like, you guys can see that you're going inside of Landro from this point. There seems to be a hole in Landro that part of the cave complex was like crashed into. And yeah, you guys are inside Landro. Give me 1 second to being inside a giant robot. Something I would never think of saying about D&D growing up. Um, okay, so you guys are okay. Fine tinkering tool, wood carving equipment, hang from books above a stone, counters, crowded workshop. In one corner, a faucet juts from a tall steel vat. The opposite corner, access to a tunnel beyond. A rivulet of gray matter fluid is across the floor and down the tunnel. So the gray matter fluid is dripping from over here. It's going through the middle of the room and then down where you came, that pool. Yep. So annoying. Um, yeah, there's some stuff here. There's some tools. The that hot thing right here. Around. Um, anyone proficient in tinkers or wood carvers tools could assemble a set of tools from all the stuff gathered here with about a minute of um steel that contains magical paste. Turning the knob on the faucet, palm-sized dose of paste. It's just like this gray paste. Looks kind of like thermal. It looks like thermal paste. You just yeah. If you turn the knob, it dispenses a portioned gloop of it. Yeah. So it just after about a minute of it either being in your palm or whatever you do with it, it begins to luster, dry out, get all cakey and gross. If any of you were a construct, you could rub this on your body to get temporary hit points. You're all meat bags, so pretty much useless. Uh, moving on, you see so this is you see a hole down through here, and there is like ever so slightly faintest like floating particles. Like you can see like dust particles floating upwards in this shaft. You look down and you feel a whoosh uh, go past your face as you feel your head start being pushed up. But then you look down. It's not enough to like force you up, but you look down and you can see a platform further below. and it appears that there's some sort of anti-gravity well in this shaft that it allows you to rise and slowly fall between the levels of land. Well, that begs the question. You look up, and there is just a ton of rubble that is sort of wedged up inside it. It appears as though like it's been it was floated up and is caught up inside. It's all stuffed up inside the hole, and that gray matter fluid is also still trickling through cracks of the rocks down to this flowing out. And you did see when you got the initial vision, it did show Landro's head. You just didn't know it was Landro's head. Okay, so you just walk right on in there. So as you head on in here, I'm going to. Oh, that's right. You're an elf, right? Yeah. So nothing happens to you. So everyone thinks it's fine. However, when you walk inside this room, uh, everything just quiets. Not a you can't hear a thing. This is one of the things that it's hard to do to display over Discord chat. I would just be mouthing my but yeah, it's silent here. Telepathy still works. Yeah, you see a absolute silence fills this tranquil sleeping area. Walls are lined with wooden bunk beds draped in green and purple quilts. Motes of dust drift within your languidness. A woman sleeps in one of the beds. It's just a woman. Don't mind the spectralness. Cassie, you're also an elf, so nothing happens. But you don't notice it too. That's the funny thing. On yeah, you couldn't speak. You try to speak out to the woman in your mind. She rustles awake, and she goes through the motion of moving like the covers aside and getting up, but she just like goes through the covers and gets up. Okay, so she also telepathically in common. Why are you here? I was sleeping. Is it time to get up and start Landro again? This is my bed. I sleep here when Landro's moving. I'm really tired. Can I go back? I don't know, since I might just go back to sleep. I make myself actually yawn too, pretending to be sleeping. What's what? Landro's spine, it's down. You know this? Oh, do I have to train more room? Ugh. My name is Alamar Vashti. Guess I'm your superior. And she floats up. And as soon as she leaves, she kind of resets and is back in bed. We just She's like sleepily calling out to the voice in her head. By the way, this isn't a ghost. You pinged for undead, and you didn't get undead. If you want, you can give me a Arcana or History check. Don't know. She's a ghost. You don't know what the DM's talking about. This is a ghost. Clearly a ghost. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Clearly, Moreland is super wrong. This is not a ghost. Um, this is a particularly unique thing, creature to Eberron. She is a Kalishtar. And when Kalishtar are unique in the fact that they have sort of a spirit, their spirit exists both outside and within their own body. And if a Kalishtar was to die very suddenly or in an unprepared, uninitiated scenario, such as Day of Mourning, their spirit could be left alone aside from the body in the form of a quarry. Generally, these quarries are brought back to other Kalishtar and are recycled and given new life by giving them to a new Kalishtar. There's always a set amount of quarry, and there's a quarry for each Kalishtar. So her existence here means there's little Alistar baby out there that doesn't have. I'm probably killing like Alistar lore for people who really like Eberron. If I am, I'm sorry. But she is a quarry. She is a soul separated from her body and left alone in this room. So technically not undead. She's there's no necromancy involved. Is what I'm getting at. Is willing to share her dream. And she kind of just like holds out her hand in her sleepy flying posture. All right, so Seraphina, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw as you stumble into the room. You have advantage on this because you're Fae. You're not immune to this. Yeah, you're good. So you don't fall asleep and walk up and touch the ghosty lady. So Alamar Vashti shares her dream with you, and this is where we'll end this session. Vision here. As if through the eyes of a soaring bird, the titanic stone statue standing amid circle sigil. A dozen robed figures, small as ants, stand around the circle and murmur arcane words. Heads bowed in constant. Impossibly, stone colossus begins to levitate. As silvery light swirls around the colossus, the ground quakes, breaking the mage's focus. The colossus is buried in crumbling stone, surrounded by shifting mountains, thickly cloud. Years pass in rapid succession while the colossus stands like a stone sentinel, stuck inside the craggy mountain. So, you all see Seraphina just touch the hand of Alistar. And a moment later, she pulls her hand back. But to Seraphina, you experience nearly a century of time watching from her perspective as a soul, Andro fall into its obscurity, slowly rusting away, leaking out. Time. Or until our plucky group of adventurers find out what's up with it next week. And also next year. This is the map. This was my 93rd session of D&D this year. Damn. That is a lot of D&D. All right, so we'll be signing off here. Thanks to all for watching. Hope you all had a wonderful year, and hope next year's even better. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.